Computation of capital gains. Let me put you through. Okay, is usually having the year. You must have to indicate the year. Okay, you have to indicate the year. Okay, computation of capital gain. Okay, I made a mistake here, so I'm supposed to put for 2013. Okay, to make it clearer, sorry, let me start all over. I guess you're going to gain something today. Computation of capital gains for 2013 tax year. Okay, so you we calculating for building. Okay, and you always have to put the naira sign if you are dealing in naira, that is like Nigeria naira. But if it is the dollar, you can put the dollar or whichever currency according to the question. So now we are using naira because the item was sold in naira, and the question is showing naira. So the proceeds from disposal, that is when it was sold, the money that came out. So we have 30,000. All figures are always given in the question. You should know already. Okay, then cost of acquisition. This is the amount that was used to acquire the building. So the building was acquired for 25 million naira. Okay, we have to deduct it. Already know this bracket sign is deduction sign. Instead of you to put minus like this at the elementary stage, you know, you put minus like, but in accounting now, this accounting, the minus has to be a bracket sign like this. So we are deducting the cost of acquisition from the cost of disposal. So you put the equal line here. So your answer is going to be the capital gain. Capital, anyone you call it, it doesn't matter. Capital gains. Capital gains, that is the gain that you made on the capital. So 5, you can press your calculator, 25 million minus 30 million to give you 5 million naira. Okay, so you are closing it like this. Then equipment items and prices will always show in your question, so it's not something we are imagining, it's already in the question. So it's there, you are to be picking it from. I don't want to go to the question side, but okay, so proceeds from disposal. Okay, we'll give you 3,500,000. Okay, cost of acquisition. Cost of acquisition, that is the expenses that was run when they were trying to acquire the building or equipment. So you have 5 million naira. Okay, you close the bracket. I already told you the bracket sign is a deduction sign, so you make the equal line like this. So you are already seeing it that the acquisition amount, the cost of the acquisition is 5 million, and the profit from disposing it now, that is for this equipment, is 3,500,000. That means there was a loss. If you deduct it, you see that is a loss. Even without pressing the calculator, you can already see that is a loss. This one is greater than this. Normally, if it's a profit, this one, which is the proceed from disposal, is supposed to be greater than the cost of acquisition. So when you say cost of acquisition is greater than proceed from disposal, you know it is a loss already. So you have to put it down here. Capital loss. It's going to be a capital loss instead of a gain. Capital lost. Loss. Okay. You can press your calculator along with me, but to me, I think I don't need to press the calculator because the figures here are simple. When we get to the complex one, we can press calculator, but I think I can do without calculator here. Okay. Generator sets. All items and figures will already be given to you in the question. So that is where you'll be picking up your items from. So you now say proceeds from disposal of the generator. What's that? Okay. The proceed is 4,300,000. That's what was gotten when it was sold. Then we have a cost of acquisition, the cost and other expenses associated with it when they were acquiring it. We are about to deduct it from proceeds from disposal. So it always has to be in a bracket. Whenever you want to deduct something, always put it in a bracket. This is accounting. If you are to be in mathematics, you put a minus. But this is accounting. It's a bracket we use here. Okay. So you can see already. This one is less. This one is greater. So it's going to be a positive one, which is capital gain. There is going to be a gain here. So you have to write it. Say capital gain. Okay. So you put the mark, the equal sign here. When you press your calculator, you see that it's 800 you're going to have. So 800,000 naira. You put the, you close it here. So total capital gain is going to be total capital gains. Okay, all the total capital gain here now is going to give you 5,800,000. 5 million, this 5 million here, and this 800,000 here. I'm adding this one and this one together. The profit we made, the profit, add this, the profit coming from the building and the profit coming from generating sets. We add it up to give you 5,800,000. This is the total that we made. Okay, so when you are making your heading here, you're supposed to put the company name that that is in the question. Let me say, for example, if it's a Oreva Nigeria Limited, okay, you always have to write the company name according to how it is on the question. Okay, Oriva Nigeria Limited. Computation of capital gains for the year 2013, which is the tax year. So according to the question, you have to look the question properly. What is there? We are in that this question where we are solving from, we have building, we have equipment, and we have generating set. So we pick the building, then we now take the proceed from it. As at when it was disposed, it was 30 million. But when it was acquired, it was 25 million. Cost of acquisition, 25 million. We have to deduct the cost of acquisition from the cost of disposal so we can know if we are making a profit or we are making a loss. So in this very one, we sold it at 30 million, but we acquired it at 25 million. So now we make a profit of 5 million. Okay, so when we make profit, it's called capital gain. It's a gain. Our capital is going up, so it's a gain. Then the equipment, proceed from disposal, 3,500,000. Cost of acquisition is 5 million naira. So capital is going to be a loss because what you use to acquire it is higher than what you sold it for. You dispose it of 3.5 million, but you got it at 5 million. Okay, so now it's going to be a loss. All loss has to be in the brackets. Same thing like the deduction. Normally, when you have a loss, it's going to be a negative on your gain. At the end of the day, any loss you have will bring down your profit. That will come up in another topic probably. Okay. And on a normal note, you're supposed to know already if you be making profit for some time, and at the time you make a loss, the loss is going to reduce whatever amount you have with you. So it's a minus. So it's a capital loss. So the generating set was disposed of, that was sold off at 4,300,000, but it was acquired at 3,500,000. So when you deduct 3,500,000 that was used to acquire it from the cost that you used to dispose it of, as in selling it off, 4.3 million. So when you make this deduction, use your calculator to deduct this one from this one, you have a profit, which is a gain of 800,000 naira. So now when we are this is a capital gain, which is the 800,000 naira. Okay. In total, when you are to give your final answer, the total capital gain is you are bringing the profit of the building and the profit of the generating set, and you have 5,800,000 naira. So that is what we have about capital gain for today. I hope you are saying it well. Have a